Hey fans, it's me Dan again, and this time I'm going to try and help you, Mariel. You have a question about what do I take into consideration when choosing fonts, and that is very interesting. I'm going to add two extra things to this video because I find them very important and they are sort of in the same category. Okay, the website We3 Schools do collect a lot of information about their users, which they then use to actually display sort of, what is the typical user of our page and, what do they use, right? So first things first, about safe fonts, the combinations. We do have a lot of fonts that we can use, but it's not all fonts that are that good to use. But the most commonly used are sans serif, Times New Roman, Arial Black, and there's even a documentary about Helvetica being the most used font in the world. So using any of these fonts would probably be the safe thing to do. Okay, but Google has actually introduced something called Google Font. I'm not going to show you this in this video because it's a bit more code advanced, so we're just going to wait with that. But let's say that you're actually working with a client and this client wants a different expression. They want to choose a completely different font, a font that is not custom to your web browser. Well, Google has then sorted this by actually adding this code to your page that would then load this font and make sure that your users can actually view it. Okay, in case, just in very fucking case, this font is not loading, you have something called fallback, and fallback is just another font that your website then would load just in case your font does not is not being read by your web browser. Okay, you can read more about this on this page here. The next thing is actually browser statistic, and this is something I think is very important knowing, because I know Brennan Young won't talk about it right now, but at some point he would want us to test our page in different browsers. And most likely you're not going to see any difference between Firefox, Chrome and Safari, but Opera and Internet Explorer, they are the really motherlode of fuck-ups. Because their web browsers are reading your content differently, most likely you're going to see weird elements on your page. Not something that you haven't added, but the display of your elements might be a bit off. Your menu might drop down, you might have weird borders around your image, etc, etc. So this is something that we will be working on eventually, and you have to take it into consideration whenever you're working with a client, saying your client customers is a bit older and they are probably not that accustomed to the internet. So most likely they're going to have Internet Explorer, and most likely they're going to have an older version of what's actually out there. And that's the shit about Internet Explorer. If I click this link here, I can see how many versions is actually active right now of people using this website. I can even see, oh, sorry about that. I can even see that there's still 0.3% using Internet Explorer. And trust me, all these different versions have a different way of reading, and it's so fucking annoying when you want to make a website, because you need to adjust your page to all the different browsers. So hopefully in the future, Internet Explorer 8, 9 and 10 is going to be updated a lot more, and they do know that they have a problem because it's really frustrating for especially programmers. And you can see not so many is using Internet Explorer and 7 as 8, 9 and well, a bit more people is starting to use 10. We just need all these old people to die, and we need the young generation to actually use Chrome and Safari and Firefox. By then we don't have any problems, and you're not going to sit here working, breaking sweat over annoying, frustrating web browsers. The last thing is browser display statistics. This is actually screen resolutions based on viewers on this page, and what screen resolution that they are using. And you can see, well, it's not that many people that is actually using 640 times 480. It's 0. But there's still some people using 800 times 600. This is also dying elephants. We do not care about them. In less than 5 years, this is not the case anymore. But we do have 9% and 90% using higher than 1024 times 768. So whenever you're creating a website, you probably should think about going with the width and the height of 1024 times 768, because you can defend this saying, well, I know that 99% at least have this screen resolution based on the statistic on this website. If I click higher, I can even see, what are people using, and this is most likely hardcore nerds going with these screen resolution. They are really, really high. That's okay, but this is something that we should think about when creating a website, and I know that the teachers at some point want you to write thoughts about your choice of font, size, etc. And you're even gonna defend, can your website be viewed in different browsers? And it's also something that you can charge extra for. If a client wants you to make your website or make the website fit any browsers, well, that's something that you can charge extra for. I know that. I didn't thought that you could do it in the beginning, so I lost quite some money, at least. Not, a lot, but some. And yeah, it's nice to know. Okay, so I hope this one helped you, Marielle. At least we're gonna work a lot more with it. Okay, so take care. Bye.